So, Mark, 1 in 5 Canadians are afraid they're going to lose their jobs.
Yeah, that was an article by the Bank of Canada, I believe. Yeah, it's kind of alarming when I went through it this morning. Yeah, that's uncertainty, and let's face it, that's going to roll over to the sentiment in the real estate market. Most buyers and sellers are going to really think out that decision if it's a good time to list or buy due to that uncertainty.
Yes.
And then will it will we see a decrease in home values? I don't know.
I don't
That's the question to remain, right? If typically, as you know, if we don't see something turning, what do we do? Well, we got to adjust price.
Yes. Now you're watching Diane and Real Estate News and Views with Mark and Diane. And I have the article we can pull up.
Yeah, let's
Do
go
you
through
want to
it.
do that first?
Sure, we'll go through that, and let me pull it up, and I'll explain to the viewers. What we want to do too is we want to show the viewers what we're seeing in the Barrie real estate market, and maybe if we have time, we go to Simcoe. I think this is important information to be passed on, where we kind of see some trends forming right now, and we see a real surplus of inventory coming on the market currently, and then we anticipate more, and that's reflecting in right now. What we're seeing is transactions are down big time. So that it's spilling over. I really think it's spilling over, and we're going to
So,
prove.
yeah, we can prove it. The Bank of Canada is saying Canadians are increasingly divided on where the country's economy is heading in a year. They released the results of the Q1 Consumer Outlook Survey, showing a record share of household fear losing their job. Over 1 in 5 consumers believe they will lose their job within the next 12 months.
Yeah, that's pretty scary.
That's a lot.
A lot of people sitting on uncertainty, right? And they have mortgages, they have kids in university, they have debt. It's not a fun position to be in, and we're seeing the economy slowing now, and really, let's be honest, we 2025 this year in the real estate market hasn't been good. We've seen a slowdown over last year, big time.
Yeah, and look at this. Like this is the highest it's been. Like this is before 2016. This is 2016, so this would be like 2014, 2012 because it's going every 2 years. This is
Possibly.
yeah, so this fear has never been as high.
Look
And
at this is COVID. Look at 2020.
I
This is high
know.
2020 COVID times.
Yeah.
Certainly. And that was a really traumatic, no one knew what was going to happen. World shut down. Canada shut down. So that's there's some concern and the alarms are in my mind are going off. And consumers are sitting tight on big purchases they are. They
I
really
know.
think I'll keep going. And
Wow. Well, Canada has never before seen such a high share of consumers expecting to lose their job. So the previous record was at 18.2% in Q2 in 2020.
that's when COVID hit, right? March, April, right?
Yeah,
That's when it hit.
but this is like the highest that it's ever been.
Oh, so
It's scary, right?
scary. And then, we just don't know what's going to take place with this trade war. And buying a house and selling a house is a big, big thing. We're
Well, and we even talked about, I'll stop share for 1 second. We even talked about that the mortgage companies, if you were in a industry that would be directly affected, they were changing kind of the qualifying rules. You had to have better credit or have someone with better credit, or maybe you needed more money down.
and the debt load that you're carrying, the debt servicing, they lowered it because it's risk for them. So, I think these are, to me, this is kind of caused by one individual that started a trade war with the world. So this is like sabotaging what's, what I mean? We're still recovering from the COVID years. High inflation, high rates. Now it's coming down. Things are, being positive a bit more. And then we throw this wrench into it. And that is spilling off to the real estate market. We see it in the monthly, month over month transactions are
And
down.
and Mark, it spills over to everybody affected by selling and buying homes. You know what I mean? Mortgage agents, builders, um, I'm sure I know hardware people. I know deck and fence people, pool people, like even home improvement people,
They're
right?
all dying for work right now. A lot of them are sitting home right now. There's not a lot of projects going on. You don't see, I have no friends going through, oh, I'm going to put a pool in the backyard or I'm going to start to do some renovations. We're not seeing that, right? Remember, folks, too, if you like this information, hit the subscribe button. And if anybody wants any more information on the Bay real estate market when it comes to home values, click the link in the beginning of our descriptions. And if anyone's buying, we have links there as well. Fill the form and we'll get back to you. And we'd love to help you out. But
Have
yeah,
you ever watched the movie? I don't know if it was on what it was on Prime Video or whatever, called The Apprentice.
never seen it.
It's Sebastian Stan, and he actually got nominated for an Oscar. I can't remember if he won, portraying Donald Trump in
Oh,
the
yeah.
70s.
Yeah. Yeah. I never seen it.
Well, the thing is that it's funny is there's three there he befriended a lawyer, Cohen, I can't remember his first name, and the he had three rules um to negotiation, or the three rules of, I guess it was like a negotiation. And you're gonna laugh. So the first rule, which he taught Trump, attack, attack, attack.
We're seeing that.
Okay, listen. The second, never admit anything, deny everything.
Yeah.
And three, always claim victory even in defeat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought I'd throw that out there. What
Yeah.
I was thinking is we should take a look at how we're doing in April, because March was dismal. We're not at month end, but where are we at right now? Like, have we picked up any ground or is it getting worse?
All right, pull it up. These are important. If anyone has any questions on some of these numbers or that we're showing, just leave a comment, email, call us.
So we're
So
gonna
page
have to
level,
do, I'm gonna do the solds.
okay, for April, see where we are, and then we're going to show where we were last year. Correct.
Yes. Yes. So what I need you to do though is we're gonna have to add the condos together.
Yeah. So I'm doing
So
right.
the freeholds, we have
100 souls.
100 solds.
Okay.
Condos, this might be easy because it's a straight 100.
No,
39, sorry, 16.
116. Okay.
Okay, so now we're gonna try
This is
last
four
year.
properties in Barrie, residential and condos. Currently 116 sold up to today, April 22nd.
Okay, condos last year, 31.
Okay.
And freeholds, I'm doing right now.
There's half already.
Well,
Net
that's what
transaction.
I'm, yeah, that's what I'm already worried about. 135 last year.
166, 116. Keep
Are you doing the math?
down 30% transactions currently for April. We still got some time to make that up. We're not going to make up 30%. We're
No,
not.
we're already down 30%. So
Transactions.
let me check Simcoe County.
And then I want you to go back after we check that. Maybe we'll check Innisfil a little bit to give the viewers some of the bigger markets. And
Okay,
then
so 564
in Barrie.
freeholds,
Okay.
all of Simcoe County.
That's of all Simcoe County. Okay.
That's
Okay.
all of Simcoe County for 2024
Solds.
sold.
Okay. Okay.
So now we're going to try the condos. for all of Simcoe County? You wrote that down, right?
564. Yeah. I think we should show the viewers some of the inventory levels too, Dan, even off the spreadsheets or even by pulling some of them up and then going backwards to March to see would be interesting too. Because we're seeing a lot of listings consistently being come up. And we're seeing
73, Mark.
a lot of listings being canceled and relists and adjusted
Yes.
to as well. 637,
So Simcoe County last year was 637.
37.
So you want to see, actually, I'll just do this. It's easier. So we're doing the condos right now.
For Simcoe County, I thought you did got that was last year's sales, correct?
Yeah, I got to do this year's.
Right.
39
Okay.
condo.
Okay.
383.
Wow. Okay.
So Simcoe County is down a lot too.
34% numbers, right? So sellers should pay real attention to these numbers. And we're going to go back to some of the spreadsheets that we have. Um, we're still seeing a lot of pricing in the market very high. Still seeing, you know, months and months of days on market for certain price ranges. Higher the range are, longer it's on the market, and we're not seeing a lot of adjustments in those current high ranges, Diane. Right? We've seen a
No,
lot.
so do you want to do an inventory check in Barrie right now and just look at our spreadsheet?
Yeah, sure. I
Okay,
think
so right now on the ground, freehold, we have 625.
okay.
Then we'll go to the spreadsheet and we'll see.
You have to go condos though, right?
I'm
In there.
doing condos right now.
Cool. And I want to go back
Holy
there.
crow, what's happening? 256.
881,
Mm,
and we're in April.
Mark.
Spring markets,
We
these
had 800, we had 771.
yeah, we're up 110 listings in less than 22 days. That's a lot.
Shit. Mark,
Lot.
we haven't had 881. Look at
No,
all of last year.
no, no.
Let me see if
Oh,
we've ever had 881 in the last 8 years.
listings since that has gone up 13% from March, and we're still got 8 days more to go.
Mark,
Never had that.
we've never had 881.
Not for the month of April.
Mark, forever.
A month.
Any month.
It's crazy,
Do you see?
right? And these listings are going to take time to sell. And if you're not priced properly, watch out because it's not selling. With this
Okay,
much
so
fear base in the market, it's tough out there.
Mark, how many sales did we have in Barrie?
I haven't written thing. We've had them on calculators, so I think
Oh,
we had 118. We're
I
down
thought it was
33%.
133.
It's down 33% transactions. So
Well, what I want to know is if inventory is 881, what's the percentage actually selling?
go back at the number and we'll do it. Just let's make sure we get the number. So go get that number again so we give the audience the right numbers. It'll take us 2 seconds.
Yeah. Holy moly, gosh
Consistently,
almighty.
and I want to go back to some of the higher ranges to show what is actually selling. On any given month, we're seeing 18 to 22, 23% of the total inventory selling. What's the other 75 and 80% doing? It's not selling. There's a reason why it's not selling. And it
A
has to do,
hundred, 100 freehold sold.
okay?
And then I think it wasn't it 30
16
something?
condos.
Okay. I'm, oh my golly. This is bad.
That's 16 condos. Don't even need to go through it. I already got it.
Yeah,
16.
16.
Go back to your spreadsheet now. Okay. So, and we have what, 800 and what?
81.
881. Okay.
I mean,
Yes.
that
Uh,
is,
14% of the products so far, again, the month isn't done, is has sold in the month of April.
and we have,
What is sold and what actually is sold is a percentage.
okay, and you're sitting down, right?
I'm sitting down, of course.
You know how much inventory we have on the ground then?
Tell me.
7.79. So 7.8 months of inventory on the ground.
A lot of product. It's a lot of product.
Oh, that's horrifying.
We can see in May, we can kind of see the inventory starts building and really starts in April, May, June, even in August. Like it slows down the summer months, but these are big inventory booming months,
Well,
right?
usually April
Uh,
and May, yes.
I anticipate, Diane, with mid-May, we'll see it for 1,000 listings, hands down. If we're seeing 12% growth already in listings in 22 days over March's numbers, we'll easily get to 1,000. That's alarming. That's an alarming number, right?
Well,
What would you say to a seller today listing? What would you say? How to price your house today?
well,
If
you
you're
better price it sharp.
sharp, and when we say sharp, don't take it as you got to give it away to sell it because that's not the case. But you're going to have to really understand the realization of what it's worth today in this market to a buyer because they're not jumping in right now. They haven't been jumping in for the last couple of years. This is going to be a tough year in 2025 for real estate. It's gonna, unless something really changes. So
Well, I wanted to take a look here at what's been selling. So,
it's gonna be the lower price points, consistently what we see, right? We're gonna have pages of
well,
it.
the first 43 out of 100, which is almost half, is under 700,
Right. That's kind of normal.
right?
Yeah.
And then we got a whole bunch. We got maybe close to 30 or 40 in the sevens and some eights.
Okay.
So
So
over a million, we have five.
five. So what we should do is let's go. So let's go through eight and nine range, Diane. Inventory currently. Just do it. Don't gotta bring the spreadsheet. And let's count, and then we'll do 9 to 1 million. Stay on that page, and we'll do 1 million and above. So how many sold in 8 to 9?
Hold on.
Okay,
12,
12. Okay, 8 to 9. Okay, let's go 9 to 1 million.
15.
And then above 1 million, there's five, right?
Yeah.
Pull up. We can do inventory's changed so much. I don't want to use the spreadsheet numbers because it was March, but let's pull up the information of between 8 and 9, and we'll break down these three categories for the buyers. We know the 6 to 7 range sells pretty decently, but there's still a lot of product in that range.
Yeah. 127.
Okay, give me 1 second. I got 127.
And how many sold?
Okay, 9%, 9.44. Let's call it 10%. 10% of the inventory is selling in the 9 range. 90% isn't.
Okay, so
A
9
lot.
to a million.
Okay,
89.
second.
I'll tell you one thing, we're getting really good at
17%.
so the 9 to a million actually is a bit better.
It is. 83% of the product is not selling. High number. We have an extensive amount of product on the real estate
Okay,
market.
we have 145 over a million.
Oof. That didn't change from last month, by
Well,
the
you
way.
know what? That's what I want to see.
Didn't you don't even have to go back. I know it off by heart. Don't even need to do it.
143.
73. That's close. Okay, 145, and we said five sold. 3.44%. So let's call it 4% is sold for April so far in that million and over range. 96% is sitting on the market.
Wow.
I don't want to go through, listings and show the days up because we do it all the time and it's kind of boring now. But trust us when we say that we've seen consistently, especially in the higher ranges, a lot of relist cancels, relist price changes, and they're marginal, really. They're still not even close to the price points where they should be for what market that we're in.
Well, I was telling you, so I have a guy, a client that we buy land and then he builds a house and we sell, right? And the last one in Ramara, and the last one I did last year was around the $1 million mark. So we bought some land. I helped, well, he bought it, but I did the deal, in September to do it again. And he asked me my advice. So should I build a big one like that again in that kind of price range, or should I go smaller for cheaper? So I told him to build smaller at a cheaper price range. Um, and I went and saw it. It's almost done. He's almost done, and it's cute as anything.
Yep.
And we were discussing the price, and I looked at the comparables, and I said, "Well, honestly, one sale we were talking about 799, and one so the only one in that area in the last couple months that is comparable at all sold for 795, and it's like an older home, like it's not like anything near his." And he says, Diane, I said, like, I don't know. Like, if you look at the comparables, you really should be a little bit higher than 799, like, if you look. And he goes, Diane, I just want the house to sell.
Right. So price it aggressively then. Price
And
it.
we're gonna price it 799.
Right.
He said, I mean, he's done a few of these, so he understands the market more a little bit better than your average
Yep.
seller. And he's like, I'm okay with that price. I built based on that price because I told him to stay under 800, right?
Yeah.
And so we're going to go with the price that's going to get it sold, hopefully.
Right. And you're still going to anticipate some days on market too in
Yeah,
this climate that we're in today.
yeah, yeah, we are. But I mean, if you're thinking of selling in this year at all, and you are working with an agent, um, you should get a gauge now. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, where are we at?
Go back for those people that are listed today, go back and ask the right questions. How much inventory in my range? How much is selling? What's our strategy to get sold? And if your strategy is not to get sold, we're just fishing, then don't bother.
Yeah,
But you're not going to get sold, so take it off the market. Would be my suggestion because no one is buying. The numbers tell us that no one is going to overpay for anything based on all the inventory and selection that we have, and we're seeing in ranges where they're almost single digits where they're selling out of them. Really,
yeah, yeah.
the ones
And
that I shouldn't even say have to sell, but are motivated to sell. Maybe it could be job transfer. We're moving north. We relocating. You got to price it. That's still part of the equation. You still got to price this property to move
yeah,
versus what's on my street. Because there's a lot of inventory, and I'm concerned. There's a ton of inventory, and me and you both get lots of questions consistently. Well, you say there's all the inventory, but then why are we seeing these stupid prices still? I don't know. I don't know because I think they're stupid as well, right? They're
yeah.
not.
Well, and I told you last week about the big discussion I had with that agent, and he says, supply and demand, just the law of supply and demand would mean that prices are going down, but they're not.
Not seeing it. We're not seeing
No.
it because we know the inventory.
Yeah.
We're not seeing it, and they're going to sit, and then and again, I'm going to say it again, but don't take it that you got to give your house away because that's not the market that we're in. But I say the new deals in real estate today is when someone prices it accordingly.
Yeah.
They can show the value. That's a good price. You know what? Based on that square footage, what we see, that's priced right. When we see that, it goes.
Well, and that's what my client was saying. Like if that one there just sold for 795 and I'm way better, I'm okay.
It should move.
It should move and I'm okay with that.
Right. Right. So, another topic too is we see a lot of vacant homes out there priced wrong.
Lots.
Imagine, so we're seeing a lot of inventory in the vacancy, part of the industry right now where, holy cow, they're asking what? That's costing someone some money. Upkeep, whether it's paid off or not. Assume it's not. Mortgage, taxes, lights, gas, utilities, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, maintenance of the property, like insurance, it adds up. It's costing.
Yes, and you're still paying the mortgage every month and stuff. I have a question about that before we wrap up quick. Um, do you think a vacant house needs to be staged?
Depending on it, yeah. I mean, if it has if it's a lower price point, no. But if it's a higher price point, I think it's beneficial. I do. And
Like over $1 million, depend. Because,
depends.
well,
Price right. Price right. Because the buyers can dis right now can distinguish between high price and price for the market. I got a couple of them on the go. So
yeah,
they know. Would they
yeah.
care if that property was empty? No, they'd care. They're more interested in is it priced for this market today? Yep.
And you know what I've noticed? In smaller homes, sometimes the staging takes away from it, depending what it is. There was
Sometimes
one across the street from me, and they packed the living room with a dining room set, and then they had a kitchen set, and they made the thing look so small because they had so much stuff in it.
they
When you
can.
go into a smaller home and it's empty, it looks bigger.
It for sure, right? And I really think that, is it going to get you more money? No, it's going to show up better for presentation. But again, I really don't think a buyer cares if the price is where it needs to be.
No,
They
I
don't.
agree.
So,
Well,
and I,
staging, there's a lot of Toronto agents that give free staging and stuff.
but
And
staging in a sense, we do free staging, but I'm not doing furniture rentals. Stage a
oh,
20
I got a quote one time for 3 rooms.
thousands of dollars a
It was
month.
6 grand a month.
No, it's too expensive. So I would say, you know what? I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't risk it in this market of dropping 6 grand and it not selling, and especially if depending where the price point, what the seller was expecting or anticipating on, the valuation was there. Sorry, go somewhere else because
Well, our photographer does virtual staging, so the pictures online shows furniture in it,
yeah,
but
it's
I do vacant and like I'll do both, but I
yeah,
find like I said in a smaller property when
mhm,
I'm with a buyer, um like even my house here that I just bought, it looked bigger than now when I have all my furniture in it.
for sure, for sure. Is there anything else in that article that we can take a look at and wrap it up? Maybe.
No, I think we're good, Mark.
All right. Okay. Enjoy the day.
Perfect.
See you.
See ya.